Alright guys, this is a video I'm shooting for a couple people that have been asking me about what gear I carry and what gear they should get and stuff like that. So we're going to do a couple different parts of this and we'll section it out by what you need. I will say one thing, you'll see a lot of redundant items on this blanket. I'm just showing you what I carry, and the reason why I carry a lot of stuff like this is because I teach, and you can't just carry one certain shelter item or one certain fire item. So you'll see a lot of redundant items in here. But like I said, that's just because I teach. So I'm going to start out and we'll get down to it, and stay with me, guys. Alright, so what we first got is the most important gear that you're going to have. That's the gear that's on your body. So that's really what I want you guys to start out with on your list, because like I said, that's the absolute most important. So what we got here is a wool hoodie. This is absolutely 100% wool. It's from Leicester River Bushcraft. You can look them up. It's www.leicesterriverbushcraft.com. And this will keep you absolutely warm. Buy them long, because if you buy them long, then if you get in a situation where you can't affect shelter very well, you can always pull your knees up into it and strap it up, and that'll keep you a little bit warmer. What else we got here is a set of wool pants. These aren't 100% wool, but they're really good pants, and they're from Colombia. You can get these from Cabela's and stuff like that. Next on my list is, if you're in adverse weather like rainy, snowy, wet weather, get you a good pair of insulated boots. These are Muck Arctic Pros, and they'll keep you absolutely warm. You'll sweat, you'll feel sweat in these things, man. These are a great item to have if you're out in really bad weather. So next thing is a good wool blanket. And I always tell people, get the best wool blanket you can get. You know what I mean? If you've got to settle for a 100% Army blanket, then settle for it. If you can afford a $450 Hudson Bay blanket, by all means, please get that. There's wool weavers out there still that are weaving 100% wool, hand-woven blankets. These blankets are very expensive, but you can ditch your M&S and just carry a wool blanket of that caliber, and they're absolutely phenomenal. I suggest, if you're doing any serious outfitting in the woods, get you a good wool blanket. So that covers what's on your body as far as clothing. Okay, the next part of this is what should always be on our body at all times, and that's our blades. I suggest at least 2 knives. I carry a multi-tool, so I mean that's more knives on my part as well. I love multi-tools, so always carry those. I suggest like Leatherman Wave, Leatherman Surge, the Core. But be on yourself to do your own research, see what you like, do what you like. But other than that, I always carry 2 blades on me. One, a rather small knife for camp chores and stuff like that, and don't sell this short. This knife alone, just with this knife and an axe, has been through many deer just by this knife and an axe. So I always suggest absolutely a full tang knife. The reason why that is if you're batoning through a knife or a piece of wood that doesn't have a full tang, you can pop that tang up, and it can take your finger or whatever, what have you, seriously injure you. I always like a 90-degree spine on the back of my knives so I can strike my ferro rod. A fire rod striker is just one thing I just don't need. I toss them. So we got a neck knife for smaller tasks that works just as well with big tasks too. Never sell these short. Promise you, you'll love them. And then our main knife, which should be about 4.5 to 5 inches. Anything more is unwieldy, turns into a machete. Anything short might not be able to process certain woods. Like, you only want to be processing 4 or 5 inch pieces of wood anyway, something that you can get on your knife and baton through. So I always suggest, obviously, very round handles so you don't get fatigued out. If you have square handles on your knife, it can dig into you and fatigue you out. If you have round handles, it's a lot better for your work. Again, 90-degree angle, carbon steel. The reason why we say carbon steel is because, one, stainless steel is great, don't get me wrong. It can be a bit of a bear to sharpen, but it will keep its edge for longer. Carbon steel will have a nice edge. It's easy to sharpen, and I mean, like I said, you kind of rob Peter to pay Paul. It's easier to sharpen carbon steel, but it won't hold an edge as long. But it will hold an edge for quite a long time. So, what this is, the PLSK1. You get these from the Pathfinder School or Blind Horse Knives. All my knives are Blind Horse Knives. I just really love that company. You find a knife that suits you, that's fine. This pouch is from Voyager Leatherwork. It also conceals my Pathfinder spear point, which can also be purchased at the Pathfinder School or Blind Horse Knives. So these are the tools that are on me at all times. I'm not going to ever lose these tools. The only reason why I ever would lose these tools is if I lost my life. So there's always a ferro rod for emergency fires, and I keep an emergency fire kit in this pouch too. Don't go away, we'll go on to the contents of my haversack. Alright guys, so this is the contents of my haversack. Again, like I said, you're going to see a lot of, well, you're going to see definitely in the fire department, you're going to see lots of redundancies, but like I said, I teach, so you know, you can't just teach one form of fire, you got to teach it all. So one thing you're going to notice for first off is shelter. These are two, I believe 3 mil, 55-gallon drum liners. And those can be, one can be filled with leaves, another one can be hung up to keep you safe from rain, keep you out of the elements, and the other one can keep you insulated from conduction. So always keep 2 of those. This is a Light My Fire, or I'm sorry, this is a Strike Force from Ultimate Survival Technologies. These can be picked up at Gander Mountain or other survival places, stuff like that. We got a flint striker. It's multi-use because it's also a leather awl or something to dig splinters out of me, or it's also a blanket pen. So very, very multi-use. Definitely why it's in my kit. This is a new product that I picked up from NorCal Survival. It's live fire. Really, really cool product. If you get a chance to order it, I very, very, very much suggest that you pick that up. Always have steel wool in any kit that any fire kit that I have. Not only is it good for fire, it's good for cleaning and stuff like that. So definitely good. Jute cordage. Not only is it cordage, but it can be put into a tinder bundle and blown to flame, help you get fire. A couple pieces of flint to go with my flint steel kit. These are wet fires. These are pretty good. I haven't had a problem with them yet. There's some things online about them that, you know, they get old or they dry out, but I have not had any problem with them yet. I'm sorry for the lawnmowers in the background, guys. I'm in my backyard. This is fat wood. Shavings from this can help you get a fire going. These things light up great. So we're gonna get lawnmowers and a helicopter. Great. Again, I apologize for the noise, guys. That's part of the living in the city, I guess. Alright, so what we got going on here, I'm not going to pull it out. This is my magnifying lens. This doubles as a flashlight because it has a little LED light on it. That's a piece of chaga that you see. Chaga does pretty good from solar ignition, so that's why I keep it in there. And I keep all that in that pouch right there. Okay, so next where we're going to go is my compass. I keep my compass in my haversack because my haversack's one of those things that it's a small pack, so if I'm going out on a scout, it comes with me. This is the Sun2 MC2G. G means global needle. That means you could be anywhere in the world and this needle won't drag bottom. And I get that too because on high inclines, some compasses will bottom out and they won't move on you. So always try to get you a good compass that's got a global needle. Always keep a spare hank of cotton. That's just a cotton bandana. Cotton, multi-use for bandaging, for first aid, to burning up for char cloth, for keeping your head. You know, you can wet that thing down on a hot day, put it on your head, get you cooled down. So bank line, that's my cordage in my haversack along with my jute cordage. And then a nice canteen, and I like a secondary cup, so if you need to, you can invert the cup on top, put that in a fire with the bandana in there, and that's your next fire. That's your, if you're concerned about getting your next fire, that's how you'd make some char cloth. So also definitely keep you a nesting cup. I mean, why not? That's just all one big package right there, you know. And this is a Vargo titanium cup. You can get them from places like goinggear.com, as well as this canteen. This is a 40-ounce clean canteen, so you can pick up all that stuff there. Moving on, I always keep an emergency fire kit in my haversack. And what I mean by emergency fire kit, I'm not talking about a flint striker or something like that. I'm talking about what's in this is a nice bundle of cedar bark, and then a lot of shavings and other sticks from cedar. So all I have to do, I don't have to go scrounging around to get emergency tinder. If I'm super cold, which has happened where I've woken up and I'm just freezing to death, I need to get a fire right then and there. I just open that thing, dump it, strike it, and it's on from there. You know, then I got preparations ready for a fire. So, you know, you don't have to go around trying to get fire, basically. Okay, moving on. I always keep gallon size Ziploc baggies in my kit. You can carry water in them, carry food in them, whatever have you. This is just my little kind of kit. Toothpaste, toothbrush. Yeah, I brush my teeth out in the woods. Okay, I always keep. I got titanium fork and spoon in there, you know, so I can eat. You know, those things are pretty easy to manufacture out in the woods, but if you don't have to, why would you? This is something not a lot of people carry right here. This is pine resin. I always keep this stuff. It's good for wounds. Actually, this stuff's edible. It's not great. You can put it in a pot of boiling water and make tea out of it. Like I said, it's not great, but it'll put some nutrition in your body. This is a natural accelerant, though. And you to put a lighter to this, it'll just go and go and go. It'll definitely help you get a fire going. And then just some little food stuff, you know, some little calories if I need them. So that's the, oh, I'm sorry. I carry hand sanitizer constantly in the woods. You know, no sense in not being sanitary. These can be picked up at your local bait shop or at the Pathfinder School. They're just the fish mouth spreaders. We use them to hang our bottles and stuff like that over a fire. So that's the contents of my haversack. Stay with me and we'll get to the main pack. Alright, this is a 30-liter dry bag. I love these things because you can put perishables in here, stuff like that, and they're not going to get wet, so they're going to last you. You know, they're not going to be soggy wet by the time you get them out of your bag. So I put my clothes and my sleep system in here when I need a sleep system. So my MMS is in here right now. It's summertime. This is getting ready to get unpacked, so there'll be more room in here. I'll probably actually put a wool blanket and then my clothes and stuff like that in here, and things that I don't want to get soaking wet. So moving on, this is another kind of shelter kit. This is two reusable space blankets with silver mylar on one side. That silver mylar helps reflect the long wave radiation from you and your fire, helping you recirculate that energy back to you. This is the all famous, all popular Go Primal Now Primal Gear Unlimited bow. You can get these from www.goprimalnow.com. He's a little bit back ordered, as when this video comes out, he's going to be pretty back ordered, so you might have to wait a little while to get that. In here, the contents of this is my sling bow. You guys have seen all of those before. You can get those at the Pathfinder School LLC.com. I keep a sharpening kit attached to it. Kind of moving pretty fast here, guys, so just keep with me. I always carry 2 rat traps with me right here. Just very, very good for getting game. It ups your chances by at least 50% in my mind. Always carry Gorilla Tape, big roll of 2-inch Gorilla Tape, and again you'll see another bandana just for first aid and you know, my personal needs, and for making charcoal out of. This is, I believe this is the 65-pound bank line, so it's wound 3 strands, so you can break those down. Very good for trapping, and if you notice, you haven't seen any paracord yet because I don't carry paracord. These, you know, this bank line and this bank line is definitely enough to suit all my needs. I got another roll of the small Gorilla Tape stuff, and then I got a sewing kit that goes on here. We won't go through the contents of that. I always keep vegetable oil on me for tool maintenance and cooking means and stuff like that. You know, it's just one of my things that I carry. A lot of people don't. Again, more redundancies. Very big, nice, robust ferro rod. The cool thing about this is I made this handle out of Gorilla Tape, and the lanyard is made out of jute cordage. So I can put this in my pocket, and this is an all-in-one fire kit. You can shred this. You can shred this Gorilla Tape down, and that will take a spark. Or the excuse me, or the jute cordage will take a spark, definitely. We got jute cordage here, more jute cordage. This is fix and wax. It can be found at the Pathfinder School. I use this for tool maintenance as well. and my personal needs. It can be used on your lips and all kinds of stuff. Moving on over here, this is an MSR Seagull. Very good cooking pot. I always keep a lot of stuff in here. There's another fire kit, obviously redundancies in fire. A spear knife for camp needs and whatever. These are my spice kit. Spices have multi-uses as well for medicinal purposes. I'll let you research that yourself. I got more than what I need in steel wool right here. A nice good spoon, excuse me. This is deer tallow. 2% tincture iodine for medical reasons and for, chemically treating my water. I got a nice axe up here. If you can see, if the cameraman will cooperate with me. The Gransfors Brooks axe, you can get them from lots of places. You have to research that yourself. These are some cool items from the Pathfinder School. They are 3-piece arrows and 3-piece fishing arrows. Got the broadheads along with them. I always keep spare pair of pants and wool socks with me just for bedtime stuff. This is my Hennessy hammock. You'll have to excuse me, guys. I'm really trying to blast through this. My camera battery is getting low. This is my headlamp. It's a Princeton Tech. The right headlamp is the one you have, but I get a good one. This is just a couple pieces of chaga in here. I always keep a pencil and chopsticks for eating and for writing and stuff like that. This is a Thermarest pad. There's some things some people carry, some people don't. I carry one just for my comfort. Kind of getting old. My back's getting old. This is a Duluth bushcrafter pack. This is on the high end of things. This pack alone is $475. So, if you get one, great. If you don't, it's not a big deal. Okay, moving on to the groceries that I carry. I always carry some coffee, sugar, flour, corn flour, and a Bannock mix. And no, those aren't my wife. Those are my wife's hands. They're not mine. I don't have pink nail polish on. So in this bag is just something I put in the top part of my bushcrafter packs. Got oatmeal and Swiss mix and some more sugar and teas and stuff like that. Just comfort items. You don't have to be out there surviving. You can be out there thriving. I always carry 800 calories of ramen noodles with me. So if I figure if I'm going to be out for 3 or 4 days, I'll carry 3 or 4, maybe even 5 ramen noodles. They're just great to have. That's something that not a lot of people carry, but I do. If you're in a place, some places I go, they don't allow you to have fire. So that sterno and the fire kit that I got, that grill right there on my bottle can be attached to it, and I can boil water and cook on that without having a fire, so the rangers don't come and give me a big huge ticket. So I know this was a very quick video, and I kind of raced through a lot of stuff, but like I said, my camera battery is dying. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video.